Okay, in this video I want to start working on my header text. So if I take a look at our screenshot that we're working off of, and you can see here that it says the word Petra in capital letters, and it says one of the new seven wonders of the world underneath it. And this is actually all an H1 element. So I'm going to go ahead and get that set up. So I'm going to come over to my HTML. I'm going to add H1, okay, and then Petra in capital letters. And then it says down here, one of the new seven wonders of the world. So and I want to make sure when I do this that I have it written with the proper capitalization the way it's written here. That way I can get the best match possible. Now you can see that one of the new seven wonders of the world is underneath the word Petra. So what I'm going to do there is I'm just going to go ahead and write a span element, and I'm going to wrap that in a span element. And I'll show you with the CSS later how this works. Okay, and go ahead and I'm going to save that. Come back over to my page here. Now, one thing that I want to do is before I refresh this page to see the text, I want to come here and I want to make sure to save what I have here. So I'm just going to do a save as again, because anytime you close that inspect window and reopen it, you might lose the path to it. So basically just make sure it's main CSS and click save and click replace, and I should be good with that. Now when I refresh my page, you can see I have Petra, one of the seven wonders of the world here. But if we look at this against our picture, we can clearly see that the font is different right here for Petra, but it looks like this is the same font for this part right here. We also can see that the text is white. So let's take a look at our specs and kind of figure out what's going on. If we take a look at our specs here, we can see under font families we do have a Headland 1 serif font, and that says it's a Google font. And if you come down here, I have this link right here, okay, that I can use for the Google font, which I always provide you. So I can go ahead and I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste that right in here. And actually, I don't have to have that text CSS, so just go ahead and get rid of that. And so I've got that, and then I have this right here for my actual font that I'll add in with my CSS. So for now, I'm just going to kind of highlight that right now and copy that. So I'm going to come back to my project here, and I'm going to go ahead and refresh it because I updated my H1 page. And I'm going to start with my heading 1, and I'm going to go ahead and put in my font family, and I'm going to go ahead and paste in my Google font, and you can see that that's changed a little bit. The reason I'm not using the font shorthand is because I already used it up here for the body, and sometimes you have some inheritance problems, so I kind of longhand any changes to fonts after that. So I've changed them all, but we're going to see how we can fix that. And the other thing that we know we need is that we have the color, and that is a white color. Okay, so I'll do that, and I'll change everything white. Now, if I look at my screenshot here, I can see that it looks like it's the same font, so I think I got everything right. But the size is, of course, way off. But if I look at my specs, and I can see for my font size, I have 10M, 0.2, 1.7, blah, blah, blah. So this looks like it's probably the one, probably the 10M. Okay, so I come here, and I put in font size, 10M. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. And then I just move my picture so I match up the top left corner of the letters. I don't care about where it is on the page. We'll adjust that in a little bit. I want just like the top left of the letters. You can see I got some ghosting here. What was happening is my font is bold by default, and the font on the image is not bold. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to change that. And so if I come over here, and I can go font weight normal. And now we're going to do some just fine adjusting with my keyboard here, and looks like I've pretty much got Petra all lined up. Okay, so my Petra part's looking good. Now what I got to do is I got to do my second line, and I'm going to take care of that on my next video. But real quick, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save my style sheet, and then I'm going to move on to the next part.